My name is Amanda Eccles. I am a group leader over at LabelWorks in the finishing department. I grew up, born and raised in North Mankato, lived here all my life. I feel like my favorite thing to do as a kid was just run around with all the neighborhood kids. We'd ride bikes, we'd rollerblade, just play outside. We all lived on the same street, so I don't know, it was fun just to be able to just walk outside, walk down the block and say, hey, come outside or do whatever. I remember growing up, we would go on some vacations. I think it was every February. My grandparents and my aunt and a couple cousins, our group would go every February on a vacation somewhere. We've been to Mexico, we've been to Hawaii, and just spending time with them and doing that kind of stuff. Now it means more to me than it probably did then, because I realized, like, your experiences make up who you are and how you think about things, how you feel about people and the different things that you see. And so thinking back, on all that kind of stuff, even now vacations really mean a lot more, because I realize all that stuff and I see all that stuff and how people live and how things are different, how the world's different, all that kind of stuff that you see. I am an only child, so I spent a lot of time with my parents, obviously, my mom and my dad. My mom was very crafty. She quilts and she does scrapbooking, and so I kind of got into all of that kind of stuff. Anything artsy, art projects, paintings, pottery, anything like that. As I got older, I would kind of go with her to some of her retreats and do some card making and stamping and die cutting, and that kind of stuff is what I was kind of into. My grandpa owned Wayne's Auto Body in North Mankato. So my dad would come home from work, eat supper, and then go back to work basically at my grandpa's shop. He would build demolition derby cars. My mom would paint them. Like, I have a picture of me sitting on top of one. Like, it's just so cool. He could build absolutely anything. He built our first 2 campers from a school bus. He built 2 of them. So growing up and seeing that whole process and just hanging out with him working on cars and doing whatever, like that was fun. Nowadays, we take every 4th of July and we go up to Emily, Minnesota at the Wigwam and go 4-wheeling and camping and all the fun stuff. The summer after 11th grade is when I had my son. I went back to school my senior year. I had purpose. I had something to live for. I was like better than ever. Like, I was thriving. Like, I had this person to live for. I got through school. I graduated. Like, my parents just were such a big support, support people really helped me out. Once I had my son, like, it was me and him against the world. Like, nothing else mattered. I had to be strong. I had to grow up fast. I kind of lost maybe myself as a younger person kind of thing, because I just became mom real quick, and that was great for me. Like, I loved that. Family, they're just people who are there. Anything you need. My dad's side of the family basically all lived in Lower North, so it was just, I could ride my bike wherever. I could just run over to my grandma's house. And now, where my house is, it's kind of like on a main street. So I see people drive by, I see my uncle drive by, I see my aunt drive by. Like, I don't know, it's just, they're people who are always, they're close, they're there for you. Anything you need, call. 4 months after high school, I walked over to the Blue Building that's in Lower North. With my son on my hip, and I applied for a job. I didn't know exactly what I was applying for, but I knew that it was close, it was convenient. I could just walk to work if I had to, that kind of thing. But during that time, I guess LabelWorks was in the transition of moving up to Upper North, to the building it's in now. So that's where I got hired. So when I got to LabelWorks, I've worked in shipping like the whole time basically. And I just started by pre-boxing, really. Boxing orders was kind of my thing at first. And then I eventually got into slitting. And I I loved it. I did love slitting. Actually, funny thing, I always said, before I ever started slitting, I always said, I'll quit before I ever have to slit. I just had an attitude, I don't know why, but once I actually started doing it, I was like, okay, I love this. Like, and even to this day, like if I get to sit down and slit for a few hours during the day, it's like I'm home. Like that's what I like it. My son was young and he was sick. 4 or 5 days he was sick. I had to call in repeatedly and I was panicking because I'm like, okay, I can't call in for a full week. I can't keep calling in. But Kip, you know, he was great. He was like, it's fine. You need to take care of your son. Like, it's okay. It's okay. Like, it'll be here next week. It's okay. And being a young employee somewhere where you're not sure what's going on or what's in the future, you know, for you, and you have that supervisor that really cares about you, you know, that's what really got me. He cared about me, cared about my kid, cared about my life, cared about how I was. And then to work with that every day, you know, it almost felt like a family. Yeah, when someone cares about you, you care about them right back. And when you form that bond, sort of, you know, and it sounds silly to form a bond with someone at work, but I mean, you are with them every single day. So when they need something, you're right there. Yeah, I got you. I've been there almost 19 years, so there's something I like about it, you know. When I started off as part-time. I feel like because I was unsure about like a serious job, a full-time job, I was unsure. And eventually I was like, okay, I can do this. So I did eventually go full-time. Kip Hartman really helped me grow in a sense. Him and I really clicked. So it's really nice to have a supervisor that he got me, you know. He helped me grow. You know, once you know your people, your group, I got comfortable and I was like, okay, I like it here. I like these people. I was comfortable. And once I started slitting, then I was like, oh, I love this too. I like being a group lead because I can kind of decide where things go. I can organize work. I can have that flow of work be kind of what I envision it to be. So I get the work from all the presses and I set up all the slitter tables of what they need to do, and that organization is kind of nice for me. And then I can check, you know, our past due list and say, okay, we got to get this and this and this done. This is there, this is there. Like I kind of know where it's at, what's getting done, and I can check it off my list. And I am a list maker, so I like to, you know, cross things off my list. So I bought a house about 6 years ago. So we spent the first year fixing up my house. My dad, I'm so thankful. Like I wouldn't have probably been able to buy that house without my parents' support, obviously, but my dad fixed up so many things. And so I have a beautiful house now, and I'm very thankful for that. My son is moved out, so that was sad. But he does work for my neighbor for a tree service. So he gets to park in my driveway every day and I get to see him, and just seeing his truck there just makes me feel happy that he's around, you know. So I do get to see him pretty often, so that's great. And he is now engaged to his girlfriend, so that's exciting. We like to go kayaking. This summer I actually bought 2 kayaks, so now I'm free to go wherever, or if I just want to go over to the lake or whatever, I can do that. I also enjoy camping with my family. My parents go on various trips throughout the summer, and I don't go with them to everything, but sometimes my son and his girlfriend and I will drive out and spend the weekend with them wherever they're camping. So, and it's nice because that camping group is like family to us also, so it's nice to spend time with everyone. So I think one of my favorite things to do to recharge or relax is actually go outside and lay in my hammock and read a book. I have been, Ruth Ware is my favorite author right now, and I just got her new book, and I haven't started it yet, and I need to, but sometimes I just go out and lay in the hammock and I look up at the trees, and sometimes I fall asleep, but I like to just sit out there and relax if there's no bugs, and the wind is just perfect. You know, it's really nice to just lay there. What's in the future? I don't really know. But I would like to go on more trips. I would love to travel. Obviously love to go anywhere, which is obviously expensive. But I would really like to take a trip with just me and my son. We did that a few years ago. We went to Colorado and it was just him and I. And just that bond that we have, I just love spending time with him. And when we go do something, that's what I really love, to go see the world with him. Not that we have to go far, even just a weekend, just with him. It's hard because I know he's got his fiance and I want to do stuff with her too. But sometimes I just want to get back to being me and him again.